4 years ago this month, I left my W-2 and had the opportunity to step away and take a break. And the goal, as my wife and I sat down, was that we realized we wanted to figure out ways to create income outside of my job. And so when I left, I planned on taking about 4 to 6 months off and just figure out what was next. And actually, the whole plan was to eventually go back and join another company and build the next startup. And I'd spent 15 years in high growth venture backed tech building go-to-market teams, all prior to this. Had incredible runs. First company was HireVue, second company was Lucid, and then the most recent company was WorkStream. And I learned a ton and grew a ton and made a great living doing it. But my wife and I started to realize that our sole income was completely dependent upon myself having a job and really being subject to whatever the demands were of that startup. And so as we talked through this during the 4-month sabbatical I plan on taking, we started to decide that we need to figure out ways to be able to produce income outside of myself. And so we set out to buy and build a holding company of multiple streams of income. We came into January of 2023, and we had about $630,000 of cash savings that we were going to figure out how to invest. And part of that was a huge just runway. I was 3 months into starting my consulting and advisory business, Blake Harbor Consulting, and it was going very well. It was starting to do anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 a month, working with early stage founders to build repeatability on their go-to-market engines. It was a solo business. It's what I started this blog with. And it started producing enough cash flow that allowed us to look at alternative options as well to be able to produce additional income streams. And I had been enamored at this point with Cody Sanchez and the opportunity to explore buying a business. And we ended up buying 2 businesses in the course of 9 months. The first was our vending machine business. It was now called Sock Vending. We paid $230,000, paid cash for it. We overpaid probably by 2x. It was doing about $120,000 a year gross on just less than $60,000 a year net. And it was 100% owner operated. So I signed up to be a vending machine operator very quickly. Just a few months after that, we closed on our second acquisition, which was Appleton Electronics Group. It was a 40-year-old independent distributor of electronic components, and we paid $1.2 million for this business. And it had done just over $1 million in gross revenue the year we bought it. And at this point, it was late October of 2023. And in order to buy Appleton, we invested every penny that we had left in savings. And we had $15,000 left in our bank account. Zero runway, very little working capital in the businesses. And now we had 3 companies, Blake Harbor Consulting, Stocked Vending, and Appleton Electronics Group, that we were all running. Very, very small, all owner-led and operated. And not only all of that, the comfort of having a lot of cash runway in our bank was now down to $15,000. Probably not the smartest move. And what proceeded to happen over the next couple of years is an absolute roller coaster of trying to figure out how to run all 3 of these businesses successfully, how to pay our bills, and how to ride the market waves of the businesses. And we came into the following year, and that first full year was absolutely brutal. I want to highlight, I'm going to do a 3-part series here and kind of catch everyone up on the 3 of these businesses and talk through in depth of year 1, year 2, and now we're closing out our 3rd year of Appleton and Stock Bending, the 2 acquisitions we made, and Blake Harbor Consulting and what it has pivoted into in the last 6 months. So stick around. We'll share all the details. This entire blog is honestly my form of therapy. It's my way of talking through all the challenges that we're working through and being able to meet a lot of you and collaborate on ideas and what's working, what's not. And we'll share the raw details and all the ups and downs and what it actually means to be able to buy a business and run a business every single day, and hopes that it's helpful throughout any of your journeys. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate you showing up and subscribing, and looking forward to doing more of this type of content.